at my daughter and her boyfriend's house, putting together their first garden for their first house. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I'm Kim, and I am actually away from home. If you remember, I said that I am going on a work trip for the next 2 weeks, and so I am on my work trip, but that work trip brought me close to my daughter. So I am in Georgia. I am in zone 8B. She had to tell me because I forgot. I'm in zone 8B, and I am going to help her set up her summer garden. So this is my daughter and her boyfriend, Tony. So Taylor and Tony, we are at their home and we're going to help them get their garden set up. So my daughter's backyard is heavily shaded. So the only space that they have to really set up a garden is here on their back deck. So we need to grow a lot of food in a small space. So we decided to go with a GreenStalk and a couple of containers. And we are already in June, so we couldn't do a lot of seeds. Even though we're in Georgia, we wanted to make sure that we got something this year. So we bought a bunch of transplants from the big box store, and we did buy just a few seeds on things that we know that can handle starting from now, and we can still harvest from it. So we have pepper plants, we have tomato plants, we have a whole bunch of different types of herbs. We're going to plant potatoes, and in one container we will start a few seeds. So we will start some Thai chili peppers. We did buy some basil, but we will start some Genovese basil from seed. Basil loves hot weather. And we will start some bunching onions. To get a jump on this process, we've already filled each of the containers with potting soil, and I had to go with Miracle-Gro moisture control potting soil. So this is the Miracle-Gro potting soil, and I've used it many times in the past. In my garden this year, I'm using Happy Frog, but Miracle-Gro potting soil I've used many times in past years. So we're using Miracle-Gro. We're also using some organic fertilizer. So we're going to use Garden Tone as our fertilizer. So the Miracle-Gro is already in. I've already put the fertilizer in as well. We kind of mixed it up in the top 3 inches or so. And now all we need to do is plant this up. I'm going to show them the process so they can help me. You can do this. You can do it. I know you can do it. See, look. You're just going to put your hand in there, dig a deep hole. Pull it out. Pull the bottom part off. And stick it in. Just make sure your hole's deep enough so that all of the dirt gets in. There you go. But try to stay close to the edge. Got it? Okay. Alrighty. So while my daughter's working on that one over there, I will work on these over here. For the herbs, we have basil, rosemary, and lemon thyme. Is it all lemon thyme? German and lemon thyme. And so we are in Georgia, y'all, so you know it's hot. So we are going to try to do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to, or you got 2 German or 2 lemon? Which one?
2 German, 1 lemon.
Okay, so the lemon I'll put in this one up here. Stay close to the edge though, because you got to remember that. There you go. Kind of lean it out a little bit. There you go. You got it. We're going fast. It's really nice to be able to go to work and still be able to see family. With my daughter living down here, I don't get to see her often, so I'm happy to be able to spend a little time with her while I'm away for work. And so we are in June and we are just now starting this garden for my daughter, but there is a lot of growing days left down here in zone 8, 8B. There's still a lot of growing days down here in 8B. And I like garden art, y'all, so I'm going to do these every other one and space them out really nice. Now, my daughter is not a big gardener. She doesn't like to be outside, but she likes to eat fresh herbs and peppers and things like that. So we are only growing the things that I know she loves to eat fresh. And then that way I know it's something that she'll be able to maintain. She also doesn't really like to water. So that's why we're going with the moisture control Miracle Grow, because that'll help hold moisture in better, especially down here as hot as it is in Georgia. And what else we're going to do? And then by it being in the GreenStalk, she's only going to have to water a couple of pots, so she doesn't have to walk around a whole garden and water the whole garden in. So that's why we went with this design for her. And every gardener is different. Some people are good with raised beds. Some people are good with pots. Some people aren't good with watering, so drip irrigation works, but I know she's not going to maintain much more than 1 or 2 containers, so that's why we're going this route. Oh, you're doing good over there. I mean, seriously, you really are. And my daughter's not a big outdoors person either, so if this wasn't on the deck, she probably would never see it again. All right, this one's already done with the herbs. This one's ready to go. I'm going to push it out the way just so I can get in here to the other stuff. So for this particular GreenStalk, I'm only growing determinate tomatoes in there. So these tomatoes only get about 2 feet tall, I believe is what I read. I think it just said patio, so these are not my typical varieties because I grow everything from seed. But we had to get whatever was available at the box store for Georgia. I think it said a patio tomato, I think is what it called it. But it was definitely a determinate tomato. Sweetheart of the patio. It says that it can get up to, actually up to 3 feet is what it says. I hope not, but up to 3 feet. Now, I usually grow dwarf tomatoes. And my dwarf tomatoes are sometimes semi-determinate, determinate, or, but they all stay very short. And hopefully this will stay short and won't crowd out everything else. Now this is a bush Goliath. This is a better bush. And this is a heat master. So it's a heat tolerant hybrid. And so those are my 6 tomato plants. And I only have 6, which hopefully that'll be plenty. I figured the heat master would be perfect for this patio little garden that we're setting up. Okay, the tomatoes are in. Okay, I didn't tell you what kind of peppers I had. So for the pepper plants, for the 6 pepper plants that we have a serrano, we have a red standard sweet bell pepper. Actually, we have 2 of those, and I think 2 jalapenos. Yeah, so 2 jalapenos, 2 red bell peppers, a serrano, and a habanero. And then in this container back here, we're going to do the Thai chili peppers. And I'm going to get those in. We're going to do a whole container of Thai chili peppers. And we're going to go ahead and plant some potatoes as well. So they didn't have any seed potatoes at the big box store. So we went into the grocery store and we bought some organic little petite. Oh, thank you. So we bought some organic gourmet gold potatoes. I'm gonna be honest with you, they look like Yukon Gold, and I see a little bit of sprouting on them already, so I believe these are gonna sprout just fine. I bought how many gallon bucket is this? It didn't say, did it? This is a 3.6 gallon container. We've already filled it half full with our potting soil and our fertilizer. And I'm gonna have my daughter put 3 of these little baby potatoes in there for me. A limited variety, but it's gonna be good eating, the things that they like to eat. So for the, yep, just 3. You know, kind of space them out a little bit. We're gonna put 4 in here, but here they are. We're gonna have to spread them back out, and then we're gonna fill this all the way to the top with dirt. So I'll let her spread those back out and finish that off. I'm gonna put these peppers in back here, and I'm gonna put, I don't know, maybe 3 seeds per pocket, which is really too many, I think. 2 peppers, well, Tide peppers. Let's see how tall they're gonna get. It says they can get up to 30 inches, but they mature in about 69 days. So I'm gonna put 3 per pocket. If it's too many, oh well, we'll be all right. That's good. Oops. All right, we've filled this pot all the way up with the potting mix. We're gonna put some more fertilizer in, mix it in just a little bit, and the potatoes will be done. That's good. So this container I'm working on back here, I got 3 seeds per pocket. I'm gonna put a little fresh potting soil right on top of it to cover them up a little better. All right, we're almost ready to put this together. And now she'll have a little garden. All right, and this last layer or tier right here, I'm gonna put the lemon thyme in, the bunching onions, and basil seeds. All right, so we're gonna do 3 pockets of onions, and these are bunching onions. So we have all of the vegetables in, but y'all, we got one flower we need to take care of as well. Show them Albert. So my daughter is learning how to take care of plants. So hold it down just a little bit more. So we have one flower that we're going to up pot while we're out here. So we're going to move Albert from this little bitty container into a bigger pot. So we're going to work on that next. And then we're going to put all of this together and set up her first garden as an adult anyway. Okay, let's take care of Albert.
He's in a pot, yes. Inside of a pot.
Yeah, and that pot doesn't have holes in it. This one does. Oh, wow. Albert. Albert, you were drowning.
I put rice water in there and all kinds of things. Rice water I heard was good for plants.
Oh, I don't know. It might be. Comment below if you've heard if rice water is good for indoor plants. So that's what she heard, and so she had used some rice water in here. I don't know anything about plants. Y'all know I don't grow flowers.
He looks
healthy. They have to work, but it's very healthy and root bound. So when you see the roots doing like that, that means the container's too small. So that means it's root bound. So we're going to just pull them apart a little bit, loosen them up, and then now they'll take off. And so we can use that water in any of them because they all are going to need water. You can put it on the potatoes or wherever. So now Albert is in a much bigger pot and Albert's happy. And yes, we did name the flower Albert. Y'all, it's time for us to put this together and set up her first garden. One of the steps that we need to do as we get ready to put this together is each one of these tiers need a little gray disc, and this is how you water the GreenStalk. So we'll get our little gray disc put in. You want to line the hose up with each of the pockets. So each one of these little gray discs has 6 little holes in it. So when you line it up with the pocket, that'll let the water run straight down to each of the pockets for all of these plants. So we have 30 different vegetables growing in less than 2 feet. And we already got some tomatoes on some of these. If I was at my house, I would take the tomatoes off and we would start from there, but we're going to leave the tomatoes on, so maybe they'll get some tomatoes sooner. But we are going to get started. We already know this will be our bottom tier because I'm putting the tallest plants on the bottom. So this is the bottom tier. I got my little disc in, and then we need to add the next tier that has the tallest vegetables, which I believe is going to be the Thai peppers. And so, Tony, can you pick that one up for me? All right, so now we're going to have to set this one on. So this pocket's going to go in between. Okay. Looks good on my side already. Did you really just sit that right in there?
I did.
Get out of here. It can't be. You that good? I never get it right the first time. You have to come to my house every time I do one of these now. I can't get, you got it right the first time. Okay, all right, we got 2 on, and then the next layer will be those peppers right there behind Tony. Now, Tony's parents also have a GreenStalk. They set 2 up this year, and I'm sure they have fresh herbs in theirs as well. Oops, the tray fell off. Okay. You did it again. You did it again. How are you doing that? How are you doing that, Tony?
Just lining up the pocket with the center of the hole.
I can't do it that easy. I usually have to spin it around and then it falls in place. Thank you. All right, so then we will put this one on next. Uh-oh, I got to fix that. I can't see it. Okay. Looks like it's in on my side. We're good. And so we're putting the bunchy onions and the basil from seeds on top. Okay, we didn't pinch any plants. Look at that, it looks good. And at the very top, instead of the little gray disc, you have the watering disc like this. It fits right in place as well. And there are 30 pockets of vegetables. Herbs up top, and then we have peppers and tomatoes in the bottom, and a bucket of potatoes. They have everything they need for their fresh eating. So come on out and tell me if you like it. Come on out. Come on out. Take a look at it. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of vegetables in a small space, right?
Definitely going to use all these herbs.
And then we have it on wheels. So I didn't buy the wheel kit, so we just had to run to the big box store to buy some wheels and a spinners because we're not going to get good sun all the way around. So every so often, we're going to have to give it a little spin to make sure that everything gets plenty of sun. But lots of herbs and peppers, everything you need for all of that cooking that you like to do. One of the things that you'll probably have to add is some staking for these patio tomatoes. I don't know much about them because it didn't tell me what kind of patio tomatoes. So you may have to stake them just a little bit. You may have to stake your peppers just a little bit, but there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So that's it from Kim's Cozy Corner. I hope you come back and hang out with me again real soon. Bye.